Gear for your video and live video studio setup. What do you need? What am I using? We're gonna get geeky today because it's a gear walkthrough. And we're not gonna break the gear. If you're new around here, type new in the comments. I would love to meet you. And if you are new, then you don't know me. I'm Loria Petrucci from Live Streaming Pros, where we help you do exactly this. Set your own video studio up so that you can use it for video, live video, webinars, podcasting, all the things, virtual events. All right, let's get geeky. All right, we've got a Sony a6100 camera with the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens. It's how I get this gorgeous shot right here with the bokeh effect and all of the beautiful things. Or not the beautiful things, it makes me look pretty. Now, this microphone that I use is the Rode NTG4 Plus, and you'll notice it's just out of frame. So I'm touching it and you never see it in the camera shot. So I'm getting it as close to my mouth as possible without getting in the camera shot, which is a great tip for you. Get it as close as you can, just out of frame. Now, keep in mind with mics, you want to get the right mic for you. You can get a lot less expensive mics. I'm using an XLR mic feeding into my Rodecaster Pro. I'll explain this in a second, but you can start with just a USB mic. Keep in mind, this is a more simple setup, and I am adding a whole lot of extras to my studio very soon. Stay subscribed, turn on those notifications if you want to see all the super geeky stuff that I'm adding. But this is a super simple setup. You can actually go even simpler with just a USB mic and no audio mixer. So this Rodecaster Pro is an audio mixer essentially with little extra features. So I'm plugging in an XLR mic into here. I can have 4 mics and control the volume of each. So if you have multiple people, this would be a perfect solution for that. Now the Rodecaster Pro also has this fun little section full of noisemakers, sound effects. So they have pre-programmed sound effects, but you can also program your own clips, sound effects, music, whatever you want. It's just an audio file that you load up in here, and this can add some pizzazz to your production. This is my favorite piece of gear of all time in my studio, but we won't talk about it yet. Coming back to it. Next up is the Varipoles. So these are not what they look like, but they are super useful in your studio. People always make fun of me for having poles in my apartment. These are really good for mounting things. These are tension rods, so you can mount things without ever installing something, screwing into the wall, to the ceiling, etc., etc. So as long as you have a solid ceiling and a solid floor, which I hope you do, then you can use one of these to create either a mounting system like I have here, or just a single one and put arms mounting cameras, etc., etc. So you can use these in a really huge variety of ways. As you can see, I have 2 here with one above me holding a single Elgato Air. This is actually a really nice hair light for me, and a hair light just separates me from my background a little bit more, gives me a little bit of light right here to separate me from the background and make your video look a little bit more professional. Since we're talking about lights, I'm using a Neewer light, Neewer, we never know how to say that, filling in the side of my face for here. My main light is the Sokani X60 Cob light with a dome on it from Easy Lock. The dome provides a diffuser so that it's a prettier light and less harsh. Capture cards! So a capture card is necessary to bring your DSLR or mirrorless camera into your computer to be seen as a USB source, as a webcam. So the Ecamm, the software, which I'll show you here in a second, can read, it can see it. So this is the HD60S Plus, don't forget the Plus. This is my main camera right now. And I also have an extra, I have so many capture cards here, look. I have this extra one, which I am going to be using for a behind the scenes camera. Then I've got the AJ UTAP. Not really on the recommended list. This kind of goes in and out sometimes, and I have to reset it. So not recommended, but it's here. And then I also have, where did it go? And then of course I have the Camlink 4K plugged directly into the computer, and that's for another camera shot. So as you can see, you can bring in all the cameras you want as long as your computer can handle it. And you have all of the multiple cameras to switch back and forth, create a visually stunning, engaging show. Mounting gear. So mounting gear is really the secret sauce in your studio to make everything go where you want it to go, right? So if you're using the Varipoles or like this DIY mounting system, then you have the capability to do whatever it is you want, put it wherever you want, right? So those are key. These are my favorite mounting arms, the Manfrotto Friction Magic Arms. They're a little on the expensive side, I will tell you that, but sometimes what you pay for is what you get. So these are so worth it. They stay in place. They're easy to use. They're easy to adjust. They've got this big handle to really crank it tight. The cheaper options that you can get, you will get frustrated by, I promise you that. So if you're looking at where to spend your money, sometimes this is worth saving up for, or at least getting something cheap, but knowing that you're gonna have to go this way at some point. Another thing to consider when choosing a mounting arm is weight capacity. These hold something like 10 pounds, and they can hold some really big cameras. Not that you're going to be using really big cameras necessarily, but that is something to consider when looking at options. This is the CalDigit TS3 dock. This is a powered dock. So with this, you can plug in multiple capture cards, whereas you might not have enough ports on your computer. That's where a dock comes into play. You can get a hub, but you may not be able to use multiple capture cards with the hub. You may not have the additional functionality that you want. So a powered dock is recommended. Now you see this additional dock in here, ignore this. It's actually coming out of production very soon. I'm only using it for the HDMI slot for my monitor here at the moment. Really, the TS3 doesn't have an HDMI port, it has a display port. So the thing that doesn't work about this particular dock, and this is actually from Corsair, they sent it to me. It's an amazing dock, I love it, it's sleek, it looks great. But it actually is an older model, and it has USB 2.0, not 3.0. So teachable moment here, make sure that you're plugging your capture cards into USB 3, not 2. Now, I can't wait to tell you about the Stream Deck because, like I said, it is my favorite piece of gear, but I can't tell you about that until I tell you about this because they work together. So this is my software. I'm using an iMac, a newer 2020 version of the iMac, and I'm running Ecamm Live software on that. Ecamm Live allows me to control my production and create professional live streams with overlays, with pips, and I can have guests come in. I can screen share my computer monitor or an app. I can bring in a keynote presentation in multiple ways. You really have full functionality. You can add some confetti to your streams. You can do all kinds of fun things so that you have a much more engaging and professional video. And with Ecamm, you have full functionality to control the brightness settings, to adjust your video so that it looks exactly like you want it to. You can zoom and pan. You can make your shot exactly what you want. When I have guests on, like I had Pat Flynn on just this morning, then I'm able to adjust his shot to make it look really professional where we're of the same framing. And then you can of course use a green screen if that's your thing as well. So you have a lot of functionality inside of Ecamm. You can add music. We have our countdown timers, right? We love the countdown timers, all of that fun stuff. And if you want to learn all about the software piece of this, I have a full training for you, livestreamingpros.com/ecamm, where I dive into training you on this. It's a completely free training. So that's what you can do in Ecamm. Ecamm. Now, Ecamm talks to Stream Deck. Stream Deck itself doesn't actually do anything on its own. It's a communication device to turn your production into a level 4 push button simple production. That means you, as a solo producer, can run an entire show and it doesn't even look like you're doing anything. You don't have to click with the mouses, the mice, or work with the keyboard, right? You've got everything at your fingertips to make sure that your production is smooth, solid, and professional. Now, I'm using the custom Stream Deck icons that we sell in our store. These allow your Stream Deck to really spice it up, look good, make it easy for you to actually see what it is you're pressing. Now, what you program in your Ecamm scenes or PC software that you're using, whatever, what you're programming on the software side, then you actually program the Stream Deck to read that and take action. So this is an entire scene. This is an entire scene already set up. This is just a device to say, hey, this is what I want to call. This is what I want to actually push out. And so you just flip buttons, hide comments, go to dance scenes. Like, you've got all of the functionality right here. That's why I love this device so much. It makes it so super simple. Next up, the Abby Cam. Now, if you don't know, Abby is my dog. Hey girl, say hi. She knows when she's on camera and she never wants to be on camera. Well, that was unsuccessful. But this is the Abby Cam. I love to put that on in my videos. It makes people really excited to see her either lounging and doing nothing or whatever she does.
Licking her butt.
I was going to say licking her butt, but I didn't want to say it. She's completely inappropriate at times. I have a second Elgato Key Light Air. It's a plant light because of course we need a plant light. It's actually lighting up a lot of this and it's kind of highlighting the plant and it's giving this area of the set background a little bit more oomph. Otherwise it was really dark. Do I look like a monster?
A little bit.
So I also have a light back here. This is a random off-brand one that I just had lying around, and it is acting just like my hair light back at the studio, and it's separating this bookcase from the wall. I've got two Neewer lights hanging here and over there. Of course, filling out the backdrop, really brightening up the space so that it feels light, bright, and airy, just like my personality. Again, remember that this is a fairly simple setup, and that is exactly what I teach you how to do here at Live Streaming Pros. We have a workshop that takes you exactly step by step through what to buy so that you're not making mistakes over and over with gear that's not going to work. Diagrams, kits, all the things you need to successfully put up your video studio. So I would encourage you to check that out. And then also, if you want to learn more about the cable management, about the background, and what you can do in your own space, hit this playlist and keep watching videos. Let's get geeky, dive in, help you increase your professionalism. I'll see you next time.